More big Tesla stock news has just been confirmed by Elon Musk, and investors are getting excited. And I've also called for a Tesla stock bottom. Let's go through all of today's Tesla stock news. Elon's private jet just flew over Japan and is about to land in China. And Elon is going to Beijing and not Shanghai. Tesla has a factory in Shanghai, but not Beijing, so why is he going there? It's because that's where all the politicians are, is the capital. And this is Elon's plane landing in Beijing. Elon Musk has confirmed this big news. And here's why this is big. And Elon confirmed more big news, by the way. In China, the premier is the head of the government, and in theory is the second most powerful person in China. So this is serious. And yesterday I reported on enhanced autopilot being launched in China, but technically there's no FSD yet. So because of this, I think Elon's visit is because of FSD. Elon is honored to meet the premier, and he says, "We have known each other now for many years, since early Shanghai days." This is great news for Tesla because if you know a powerful person before that person becomes even more powerful and you have positive relations, now things are more likely to get better. And my suspicion has been confirmed. Elon Musk is visiting Beijing to reportedly meet with senior Chinese officials to discuss the rollout of full self-driving software in China and to obtain approval to transfer data collected in the country abroad to train algorithms. Since 2021, Tesla stored all data collected by its Chinese fleet in Shanghai as required by Chinese regulators and has not transferred any back to the US. To me, this is a hint that Tesla needs more data to improve full self-driving even faster. And it's also a hint that FSD is likely to be approved in China sometime soon. So it does seem to me that in China, enhanced autopilot is just that, it's enhanced autopilot, but FSD release in China means higher FSD take rate in China, higher profits, and therefore higher Tesla stock price. And if you like the idea of that, click the like button. So Elon visiting China is big news for Tesla.
It's good to see electric vehicles making progress in China. All cars will be electric in the future.
Tesla's biggest executives have also been seen in the meeting. That's Tao Lin and that's Dom Zhu. Elon Musk stated that the Tesla Shanghai Gigafactory is Tesla's best performing factory thanks to the hard work and wisdom of the Chinese team. Tesla is willing to further deepen cooperation with the Chinese side to achieve more mutually beneficial results. And here's Elon confirming some more big Tesla news. Tesla spent $1 billion on training compute in Q1 and doubled their compute capacity in the process. That's $1 billion. And Tesla will spend around $10 billion this year in combined training and inference AI, the latter being primarily in-car. Any company not spending at this level and doing so efficiently cannot compete against Tesla and Elon Musk. And Tesla is going to increase their compute capabilities by 600% in 2024 versus 2023, says Sawyer. In the meantime, we Tesla investors can relax a little bit with Elon so focused on Tesla. Elon indeed is going balls to the wall with autonomy. Herbert is asking, how might this Tesla's AI advancement impact autonomous driving capabilities? Positively, widely positively. It's hard to keep up now with new FSD updates. Tesla FSD supervised v12.3.6 has started rolling out to employees. Normal customers should get it within a few days, and the previous version came out only 8 days ago, so we're getting like an update every week now. And we know that there are going to be major improvements with 12.4 and 12.5. I really like this fast FSD progress. You can see that the updates are coming out much faster compared to before. Also note that there are empty lines here. Now we know that some people still don't have FSD v12, but Omar says that the spring update will bring FSD v12 to everyone, and those who did not yet get a 30-day free trial on v12 will be granted a trial for 30 days starting from install. I seriously like this new Elon Musk focused on Tesla. He's promoting Tesla further, as Kathy Wood says Tesla is the biggest AI project on earth. Elon did not just reply to this post, he posted it to his main timeline, getting over 10 million views already. Kathy Wood thinks that Tesla stock is going to $2,000. And here's what she recently just said about Tesla.
I think very importantly, research on how these technologies are going to evolve is critical. You'll see many strategies will put anything that has the word artificial intelligence into a portfolio, anything in the prospectus, let's say. That's one way of doing it. But we are much more focused on who's going to take the lion's share of this market. And it's a winner take most market in many cases. The most interesting one to us, and probably the one that will scale enormously during the next 5 to 10 years, is robotaxis, or autonomous taxi platforms. That's the convergence among robotics. Autonomous vehicles are robots. Energy storage, they will be electric because costs are coming down with this new technology, and artificial intelligence. They'll be powered by AI. We believe that that entire opportunity is going to generate revenues of $8 to $10 trillion in 2030, half of which will go to the platforms like Tesla. Tesla is the biggest artificial intelligence project in the world, we believe, as it moves towards this goal of autonomous taxi networks.
Is it also just a coincidence that Elon Musk reposted Kathy Wood's big statements there just before coming to Beijing? I think not. I think he's trying to work on improving FSD as fast as possible, and that's the main reason for his visit to China. He wants to launch FSD in China. And Tesla already has 6 million AI-powered robotic vehicles in operation today. My vehicle was not able to navigate the city by itself, but after these software updates, just now I was able to go to the airport and back, 0 interventions. There was one slightly uncomfortable moment with FSD braking a bit too hard for a yellow light, but it was safe. Brian says Tesla is actually a robotics and AI company, 2 of the fastest growing spaces in the next 5 years. Also, this is coming out, this is in Chinese. I translated with Google Translate. It says that Tesla basically meet the compliance requirements for automotive data security, which of course further increases Tesla's chances of getting FSD approved in China. James has a take about this. I think FSD release in China can go one of 2 ways. Positive, that would be Chinese consumers becoming impressed and enamored by the technology, and it goes viral, causing a huge tailwind of positive press and drives demand up for the vehicles. Or negative, Chinese consumers focus on the current limitations, imperfections, and this creates negativity, which would have the opposite effect. I'm not sure we will get a neutral reaction unless Tesla limits access, at least initially. This would reduce the odds of both the positive and negative scenarios. Also, other key questions. Number 1, is FSD supervised as effective in China as it currently is in the US or Canada? And number 2, do the Chinese consumers understand the iterative process and the journey? Have expectations been managed? Well, if Tesla releases 12.5 in China, which supposedly is a whole other level from 12.5, which already is a major improvement over what we have right now, I think FSD would be pretty decent in China, especially if Tesla can add some more data from China as well. And here's the regulator experiencing FSD in Europe, in Munich, and it was a 45-minute drive. You now have some video footage, not just a few screenshots. And there's also a statement now. We drove from downtown Munich to the airport in 45 minutes. During the entire drive, the driver only had to intervene once when FSD hesitated to let another car merge into the lane. Oh, it looks like the translation was slightly wrong. It was the car next to the FSD car that didn't let them merge into the lane. Yep, that correction is certainly correct. I just translated this myself as well. Oh, and turns out there's an FSD team in Rome as well. So while Waymo is going after cities, Tesla is going after whole continents right now. And here's Omar having a 1 hour, 12-minute drive with 0 interventions. That's incredible. Someone is saying, my family members who did not believe in FSD are now turning around and are really excited about the company and Tesla. I just experienced something similar myself. One of my friends who was extremely skeptical about FSD and Tesla, he did not believe in FSD, but then he came and he drove with me. He sat in the passenger seat. I turned FSD on, and it just happened that we had a 15-minute drive with 0 interventions, and all of a sudden he was asking, what do you think Tesla stock is gonna do? He went from being so pessimistic and negative to asking a lot of interesting questions. And here's basically a Tesla bear. Just tried the latest FSD version for the first time with Omar, and honestly, I am impressed, he says. People have questions though. Why did you start the video looking at his crotch? Omar published the full drive. It's about 40 minutes long, and they had a conversation during the drive. And someone says, to my surprise, this guy, Gurgavin, I believe, knows so little about FSD, yet he confidently holds a very bearish price target for Tesla. We need more serious Tesla bears. Anyway, it does look like things could start turning around with bears becoming a bit serious about FSD as well. Look at this, my driveway to park in front of a friend's house. This is happening every day now. 26 miles driven. Wow. And there are many such cases now. Every time you turn it on, you're starting a revolution. On simple drives, I experience no interventions regularly now. I mean, drives are maybe under 15 minutes usually. Not the case yet if I go downtown though. And in China, Tesla launches 3D maps based on Baidu Maps. People really are thinking that the launch of FSD in China right now is around the corner. Jeff is feeling good, looking forward to experiencing Tesla FSD release built with unconstrained training compute. Feels imminent. Oh, and do you remember this from just about a week ago? Mr. Musk, I am a Tesla owner in China. I look forward to Tesla FSD entering China as soon as possible. When will it happen? It may be possible very soon. So this all aligns with what's happening right now. We got some more news out of China. Tesla China is offering its Model Y acceleration upgrade at a 50% discount. You can now get it for about $1,000. Your 0 to 60 speed is going to be reduced from 5 seconds to about 4.4 seconds. Tesla announced that the Cybertruck will be touring all over Europe this summer. If you live in Europe, it's probably coming to your city too. The guy that accused Elon of shady practices and Tesla as well, he's now facing some accusations from people. He's being accused of running a pump and dump for investors. Now, this guy Dustin is a multi-billionaire, but his company is down 42% roughly from the time it went public in 2020, and it is down 90% from its all-time high. In the meantime, Tesla stock is up 13,000% since it became a public security. Many people are posting that they are getting their latest FSD version as well. It's not going out just to employees. So I'm gonna go check later if I have it. And source says it definitely feels like FSD is getting closer and closer to launching in China. Tesla has met all 4 requirements at the National Automotive Data Security Standards, and various regions have gradually lifted bans on parking and driving. So this is all good news. Very good news. Very good. Industry sources analyze that Tesla has passed the authoritative standards and requirements and is the only foreign-funded enterprise to meet the compliance requirements, which will be conducive to the comprehensive solution of the restrictions on Tesla and other smart cars. For example, in organizations, airports, highways, etc., consumers can feel more confident in purchasing and using brands that meet the relevant safety requirements. Yeah, so parking traffic restrictions nationwide have been lifted. This is great. This is from Reuters. Chinese broadcaster CCTV, in its report about Musk's meeting with Li, did not say whether the two had discussed FSD or data, but I'm sure it was brought up. Having seen a few Tesla short squeezes in my day, there are a few leading indicators. Before the Tesla shorts capitulate, they will exhibit some telltale signs. Number 1, Tesla is a fraud. Tesla is a scam. Elon Musk is a criminal. When things get desperate, you hear this more often, just like we just did from this Dustin guy. Number 2, harassment of random Tesla fans and bulls. They need a way to lash out when under pressure and will target people saying they are paid by Musk, not real customers, but paid plans. They will spread false rumors about people to try and keep them quiet, such as that someone is a pedophile, a meth addict, a convicted felon, etc. Lawsuits can sometimes be used as a harassment tool. And number 3, talk about Tesla going bankrupt. When you spot these signs, the Tesla bears are moving closer to capitulation, closing their positions, leading to a short squeeze, which could push Tesla stock much higher. Tesla is about to release a new in-truck off-road application for the truck. For example, more off-road modes and real-time pitch and roll angle, battery rear and front motor temperatures, and other things as well. And we got another report coming out from China. Take a listen.
Li praised Tesla's success in China as a model of Sino-US economic cooperation, emphasizing the importance of equal and mutually beneficial cooperation. He hopes for more collaboration between the US and China in line with the strategic guidance of the two countries' leaders. China will continue to open its vast market to foreign businesses and improve market access and service guarantees. We'll keep expanding market access, strengthening service guarantees, providing a better business environment and more comprehensive support for foreign businesses, allowing companies from all countries to invest in China with peace of mind. Tesla is willing to deepen cooperation with China for more win-win outcomes.
Well, I am all for cooperation and peace. So what I'm hearing, I'm liking it.
I think this is the start of this 1995 moment where I think tech goes 25% higher over the next year. Investors could talk all they want about 10-year when the next move is from the Fed. Next move from the Fed, if it's 6 to 9 months from now, it's a cut, not a hike. Combined with this fourth industrial revolution, I would continue to be pounding the table on tech here.
If Dan Ives is right here, who is a pretty decent analyst, by the way, for Tesla stock, it would mean a much bigger than just a 25% rally. Because generally speaking, however much tech moves, Tesla moves more. And Dan Ives also just called for the bottom of Tesla stock. Take a look.
You pulled your price target down. Tesla, still like it. Tell me more. Why? Where does it get to 275?
This was a moment of truth, and the adult in the room came, and it was Musk. I mean, gave the sub 30K vehicle, accelerated going into 2025. The growth story on the other side, this autonomous AI, robotics is there. Now it's all going to be about driving volume. And I believe the bottom's in the near term in Tesla. And as they now start to see what I believe is demand starts to accelerate over the next few quarters, the costs, the COGS continue to go down, their ability to produce these cars cheaper. Look, I think for Tesla, me and you have talked about this for many years. You're going to go through these fork in the road Category 5 storms. Musk will navigate through this, and I believe that this is just another period that they'll navigate from. And I think that was a huge starting point coming out of that conference call.
It's abundantly clear at the moment that Elon Musk is spending a lot of time at Tesla. And him having consolidated power, I think, to me, as a long-term Tesla stock investor, this is definitely a good sign. Elon Musk has proven time and time again that he's very good at going through major crisis, and he always comes out at the top in the end.
He's got to get those lower cost vehicles, whether it's one or two models. He said it's like riding a bike to put out a cheap vehicle, like he could do it with his eyes closed. If he could do it so easily, why didn't he do it already?
Look, they were going to do Model 2 next-gen vehicle, which is obviously a lot more complex. This is essentially a Model 2.5. But the writing's on the wall. They recognize what they need to do. All you need and must do is give the blueprint. I think we'll get more in terms of Robotaxis August 8th. Shareholder meetings are going to clear up as they move to Texas and the comp package. Look, there's always going to be a lot of noise around the story. But I believe this turnaround now has actually begun in Tesla.
Now, August 8th is when we're going to hear more about robo-taxis and stuff. What do you do with the stock ahead of that day?
Well, I think you buy Tesla stock here. I mean, to me, they laid out the strategy. They did what they need to do. They ripped the Band-Aid off, street numbers. I mean, there were more, super amount of downgrades out there. Bearish. Look, the Uber driver in New York City is bearish on Tesla. So the point is, I love that setup, which is why we've been kind of pounding the table here as a setup into what I view into year end.
I saw one argument presented that there's no way Tesla is going to release a completely new model this or next year because there are no prototypes being driven around. But to that, I would say, remember the Model 3 refresh Highland? That we haven't really seen the prototypes being driven around until months before the unveil. So I don't think just because we haven't seen any prototypes yet, camouflaged, I don't think that's evidence enough to say, oh, definitely there's no way that Tesla is going to release a new model and that it's only going to be a Model 3 or a Model Y, except a bit cheaper. But there is definitely quite a big debate ongoing right now. Is Tesla going to release basically just variants of the existing models, or are these actually going to be new models? I think give it 18 months or so, and likely both are going to happen. But even if it doesn't, my conclusion is Autonomy is a lot more important, and Tesla is making a lot of progress there.
You know, does one conference call where he shows up and says, here's what we're going to do, is that good enough? Do you feel he's less distracted? Was he distracted? Well, I mean, what happened? Is he less distracted now?
Look, it's a great start, and you needed Musk, as he's done for many years, lay out the strategy. I'm not saying there's not going to be other distractions going forward, but this is complex what they're trying to do. Competition's increasing. Obviously, miscalculated a bit in China, but I believe they understand what they need to do to get the 2.5, 3 million units. You needed a pilot on the plane. You didn't want Ted Stryker. And Musk was ultimately the pilot on the plane. Now investors feel much more comfortable owning the name than they did to start this week.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with Dan Ives here. I think the risk of owning Tesla stock after the earnings call is lower now. And the biggest risk of all is not owning Tesla stock. That's it for today's video. Make sure to click the like button so that we can make sure that there's no shadow ban on this channel. Here's another video from my other channel showing that it's only getting about half of the views it would normally get because my videos are only shown to about 50% of the regular viewers in the first few days. And then after the first 3 days, it does push it out a little bit more, but because it's no longer news, it's old, no one's interested. So I appreciate everyone clicking the like button. That really helps. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt Postius, and I will see you back in tomorrow's episode.